All right, guys, new intro here for the Bear Pack. We hit our goal of 8,000 subs. Thank you guys very much. We're going to be giving away a jersey on our live show here soon. But, guys, we're looking at 9K subs now. We're getting to Thanksgiving time. We're getting to Christmas time. We would love to hit 10Ks by December 22nd, 23rd, somewhere around there, so we can give someone $1,000 for the Christmas gifts. That'd be a huge lift off someone's shoulders. So please get us a 10K. We love what we're doing. Thank you guys for the support. 12K subs after the 10K. We're going to send someone to a game. Probably not the Super Bowl. Don't get any ideas, guys. But we're gonna do our best to send you guys to two people to a couple games of your choice. That's probably not the Super Bowl. But guys, thank you again for all the support. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, let's get some NCAA basketball picks and props for Wednesday, November 8th slate of games. Trey, let's take a look at the leaderboard. Start off.
Yeah, and I'm the only one left standing at the moment. But gosh dang, guys, we might get a live reaction because I took Northern Iowa here plus 4.5 going up against North Texas. And I'm watching the game on my phone as we are recording, and North Texas, they are winning by 5 points, so I'm losing on the hook, and I'm sweating over here, guys. Maybe a live reaction. Who knows?
Seth?
Yeah, and I'm sending Rick Pitino right back to Hotel Transylvania after this game, which means I am fading the Johnnies after this game because what are you doing, man? You had them right where you wanted. A minute left. The other team covers it. The other team late cover of the spread. It was not fun because he brought in his freshmen and walk-ons. I was just not having it. No.
Yeah, I lost as well. I didn't really have a chance. Indiana was up by 11 with 3 minutes left, but Florida Gulf Coast made back-to-back threes. Indiana had back-to-back turnovers, so I got crushed. The game, though, I watched the entire game. It never felt like Indiana had a chance to cover the 12.5. I don't know why it didn't feel like that. Indiana just looked timid. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it's early in the college basketball season. We don't know how any of these teams are going to play. All we can do is research and read what other people are saying. And until we see the guys on the court, guys, we can't make a definite 100% lock. So take all these picks with a grain of salt. Do your own research just for the first week. We're going to try our best here. But also, again, this was our highest viewed video yesterday, 7.4 thousand people. So thank you guys very much for that. I think we had 10K views on the day. So thank you as well. 120 plus subs yesterday as well. So great job, guys. Thanks for the love. We're going to try to be better today. Trey's going to start us off for play. Start off, Trey.
Yeah, we're going to find a winner for you guys after giving us all that love yesterday. I'm going to start us off here with a Prairie View A&M at Seattle game. It's a pretty small school game for Prairie View here, and Seattle, they're not a very big D1 school either. But regardless, I'm pretty excited to watch this game because this Seattle team should be pretty fun to watch. I'm going to take them at home here, minus 15.5 in this game. And Prairie View, they have already started their season. They beat a D3 Kansas City team a couple days ago by 23 points. But they're going to get a massive step up against this Seattle team. And this is going to be Seattle's first game of the season. But I think they're going to be chomping at the bit to get to it because last season they barely missed the NCAA tournament. And that would have broke a 54-year drought for Seattle. Everybody at Seattle U is wanting it to break, and I think this is the season that it is going to. And I think they have their sights set on that, and this is the first step in that direction because Seattle, they are returning 3 out of their 5 starters from last season. But the main thing is they are bringing back their main stud, and that is the main important point of this because Cameron Tyson, he is Seattle's guy, and he is going to be the one leading us to this cover here. And Tyson, he was a conference first-teamer last season, and he returned to Seattle after declaring for the NBA draft. And Tyson, he averaged a massive 18.6 points per game last season, which ranked in the top 50 of college basketball. And I fully expect him to try to push that to 20-plus points per game this season. And last season, Seattle, they started off hot with a 7-0 start, winning all those games by double digits. And I'm going to look for them to do that as well this season. So give me Seattle to start off hot. I'm taking them minus 15.5 against Prairie View A&M.
I like it, Trey. Seth?
Yeah, and I'm going to go to the Canisius versus Syracuse game. And guys, I learned my lesson yesterday taking a team with a new coach. It's not going to happen again today. I am going to take Canisius plus 12.5 on the road against Syracuse. And yes, you can say Syracuse's new coach, Autry, has been there since 2011 as an assistant with Boeheim and all this. But let me tell you something. The first thing Autry did when he became the head coach is he did away with the long-time 2-3 zone and said, we're going to do a lot more man-to-man. He did everything Jim Boeheim worked for in putting that 2-3 zone together and implementing it all those years. He's been on the coaching staff with him. He says, we're done with it. We're going man-to-man more often. And guys, let me tell you, it did not work out in their first game. They gave up 73 points to a small New Hampshire college that should not have stayed in the game with them and ended up only losing by 11 to Syracuse in their first game. And on top of that, Syracuse is really going to have some growing pains early in the year because they lost their stud center, Jesse Edwards, in the transfer portal to West Virginia. And I don't think people understand how big of an impact that is going to be and how big that was to lose. This guy was a walking double-double, and he held that team together at times last season. And I know we can look at Canisius and say, oh, they were 10-20 last season. But this is a small school that pride themselves on being able to shoot the basketball. They shot a really good 34.7% from threes. In total, a full team total, right up near 35% is very, very good in college basketball. So this Canisius team has some familiarity with each other. They're not in a brand new coaching scheme. They don't have a bunch of new players like Syracuse does. And like I said, Syracuse changing their defense did not go great in this first game at all. And I think that's going to continue to keep up for quite a while to start the season. And I'm not overly impressed with the Syracuse roster. So like I said, struggles were there with a new coach. Struggles should continue to be there through their first couple games. So I'm going to take Canisius here, who have familiarity with each other, who are a more veteran team, and I'm going to take them to cover at 12.5 points.
I like it, Seth. For my play today, I'm going to be looking at Lipscomb going up against Drake. I'm going to take Drake Bulldogs here, minus 13.5 is my play at home. This game's going to be a little bit tricky because Lipscomb's already had a game this year. They just played against Wichita State. They lost that game by 17 points on the road. I know that it's not a huge impact, but Lipscomb having that game experience already is going to help them in this one against Drake. They should have the rust off, but I just think Drake's that much better than Lipscomb. A couple nights ago, Lipscomb shot 9 of 37 from three-point range, and they only made 14 two-point shots. They shot 33% from the game. They were out-rebounded 51-33 by Wichita State, and they didn't cover the spread of +9. And I know that Wichita State's got a pretty good defense, but Drake's not bad at all either, and they're going to be fired up on their opening night game here at home. They also have one of the better players in the country, and I'm going to talk about him in a little bit on the player prop side. But last season, Drake went 27-8, and they have won 20 or more games in each of the first 5 seasons under their new head coach, DeVries. This is now a winning program at Drake, and I think they come out and destroy Lipscomb on their opening night. So I'm going to take Drake Bulldogs here, minus 13.5 as my play. Guys, go with the player props. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, and a little update from Northern Iowa game. Under 3 minutes, 5-point game still sweating the hook. I believe in Northern Iowa here. I'll give you another update whenever I give my recap at the end. But for my player prop yesterday, it's Bowen Bourne in the game that I am watching right now. He started off absolutely terrible. I had a commenter say he sold for us. In the first half, he definitely did. At the moment, he has 7 points. We took him 14.5 over. This guy can catch fire as quick as can be. Hopefully he catches fire, and I hit the prop, and I hit the game, and I go to bed smiling like a king.
So,
yeah, and I just want to tell everybody my prop did not play, and I do apologize, but we are on very limited knowledge on who's going to drop props and who's not going to drop props. So I do apologize to you guys. I'll start looking for, I guess, more surefire plays, but I thought maybe somebody from St. John's would be a sure enough fire play, but they didn't drop it. So I do apologize.
Yeah, and I do want to say he had 4, 4, and 4 in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Right. So it was a very good play.
It was a good play as well. I've got Johnny Brome tonight, over 14.5 points going for Auburn going up against Baylor. That game's in the first quarter, and I haven't really watched any of it, so I'm going to hop off here and watch that game in a little bit. I had him over 14.5 points as well, like Trey's guy, so hopefully he does get that for me as well. But let's take a look at the player props for tomorrow. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, I'm going to be attacking Tolu Smith here over his PRAs versus Arizona State. I really love this prop bet. That is because Tolu, he is a massive human being, and he dominated for Mississippi State last season because Smith, he's listed as 6'11", 245 pounds, and he loves to throw his body around in the post. Because last season, Smithy averaged 15.7 points and 8.5 rebounds and 1.7 assists per game. That comes out to 25.9 PRAs per game. And I expect him to reach that and more in this game. I see no reason why Tolu cannot finish with a 15 and 10 stat line here because he's entering this game as a consensus selection for the all SEC first team. And there's no reason why he should not produce on day one because Arizona State, yes, they do have some size that throw at him, but most of their guys are 6'8", 6'9", and I think there's a massive difference between 6'8", 6'9", and 6'11", especially whenever someone's as massive as Tolu. So I expect him to come in this game and just make his presence felt from the first tip to the final buzzer. So give me Tolu Smith to go over his PRAs versus Arizona State.
I like it, Trey. Seth?
Yeah, guys, and I am going to go to Syracuse, and this guy's prop should be out because he's going to be one of their most consistent performers. And I'm going to take J.J. Starling's over points in this game. As I mentioned in the game pick, the Syracuse team lost a lot of key offensive contributors. And one of the main guys they brought in to try to offset that was J.J. Starling, who had a very impressive freshman season at Notre Dame. Like I also said in the game pick, the Syracuse defense is going through some changes and are really struggling to make that transition. So they are giving up points. That means the Syracuse offense is going to have to be highly efficient. And one of the guys that I think will help with that is Starling. He had 10 points in his first game at Syracuse, but now that he has a game under his belt, I do look for him to be a little bit more aggressive as he outpaced everybody in minutes. He had 35. The next closest guy was 29. So he already has the trust of the coaching staff. He just needs to be a little bit more aggressive and find his shot if Syracuse wants to have a chance to win these games. I think Starling's going to build off his nice freshman season and take off this season. I really like his over points in this game. They're going to need a guy like Starling to be one of those guys and put up points if they're going to win these games.
I do like it, Seth. Do we have an update, Trey?
It's a 1-point game, and you know what? Northern Iowa just dove on the floor for a loose ball, called a timeout. So we have a chance to go up right here. I'm sweating. You guys might see a little reaction or two out of me. So just, buckle up and, be prepared.
Cool. All right. For my player prop tonight, I'm going to take Tucker DeVries to go over his total points going up against Lipscomb. This is the best player that the Drake Bulldogs have. He is a pure scorer, and he showed that last year. The name might sound a little bit familiar because I talked about his dad on the game pick side. He does coach this team. But looking at Tucker DeVries, this will be his third year with Drake. He got much better from his freshman year to his sophomore year. I expect another huge jump here from his sophomore year to his junior year. Last season, he shot 37.3% from the three-point range and 44.6% from the field. He was averaging 18.6 points per game, one of the top scorers in the nation, shooting 14 times per game for the Bulldogs. He is far and away the best player on this team, and he's the leader of this team. He takes 125 more shots than the next person on the roster. Look for him to put up a lot of points in this opening day game. I expect him to be up in 16.5, 17.5 range for his points. So look for his total points over if he comes out as my play. Guys, take a look at the graphic. Trey, start us off.
Yeah, and I gave out Seattle here minus 15.5 against Prairie View A&M. I also gave out Tolu Smith over his PRAs versus Arizona State. I have a lot of confidence in both of those picks, and I think I'm going to go 2-0 with them because you know what? Northern Iowa just took the lead, hoping they hold on. First lead all second half, first lead since very early in the first half. So they're fighting back. They were down 10 early on in the second half. So you always got to hold out hope here. Let's go.
We need it so bad. We cannot reverse sweep on our highest video ever on this channel. So hopefully they do pull it off, Seth.
Yeah, and Northern Iowa is a prime example of why I'm going to go with an underdog to cover the points in this game versus Syracuse. Syracuse just hasn't really been that impressive, and something good happened. Trey, what happened?
Give it to me.
Turn the ball over. It's a snowball effect. I don't want to jinx myself, but it's a snowball effect. There's a minute left in the game, and North Texas just looks like they're crumbling. Turnover after turnover.
Come on. All right, go ahead, Seth. Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I just took J.J. Starling over points as well. And one thing to mention on Bears, Tucker DeVries, he is projected to be that conference's player of the year as well. So I really like that one.
He's a stud, and he was a stud last year. He was one of the best scorers in the country. I like Drake here, minus 13.5. I like Tucker to put up 20-plus points. I think they're going to kick the crap out of Lipscomb. But, guys, do we have an update, Trey? Do we have anything else?
No update yet. But you know what? But by the time you guys are watching this video, you will know my mental health that I had when I went to bed. So thank you for watching, and hopefully you guys enjoy our picks for today.
Yeah, and thank you guys again for getting the most viewed video yesterday. That was really awesome to see. All right, guys, that's going to do it for NCAA basketball plays and props for Wednesday, November 8th slate games. If you guys enjoyed the content, please sure drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel below. See you guys next video, and thanks for watching. Multiple questions this morning about how to become a member for the YouTube channel. Let's do that really quick tutorial. You're going to go to youtube.com. You're going to go to Bears Profit Plays. You're going to search it in. You're going to hit our thing. There's a join button right just to the right of subscribe. You're going to click that. There's two options. You have the Bear Pack for $4.99. That gives you access to YouTube member plays. And then you have the Bear Pack Gold for $7.99 a month. That gives you access to our member plays on YouTube. And it gives you a 1-month membership to our website, bearsprofitplays.com. So if you get the Bear Pack Gold, you save yourself $2 a month. A little bit cheaper if you want to do that. But that is the tutorial for anybody that needed it. We had multiple questions today through email about how to do it, and it wasn't working. But if you want to know, there it is right there. Trey,